What's going on, everybody? My name's Slender, and I kind of want to talk about something that I haven't really mentioned in a long time, and that is giant bosses or giant world spawns. We've already got giant bosses in a couple of the dungeons, but what I'm talking about is random dynamic world spawns, just going out in the world, in the open world, not something instance, and then suddenly see a giant troll or maybe a giant Chartist that appears right in the middle of Monarch's Bluff. Something like that. We don't have it. We need it. And, I just want to go over why I think they're going to be coming a lot sooner than we thought. And I'm also going to be reading some forum posts and just going over some different things, which, again, leads me to believe that we're going to be getting world bosses here pretty soon. Maybe not next week, maybe not next month, but definitely sooner than we thought. So let's go. So the number one reason I think that world bosses or world spawns are going to be coming eventually, not soon, but eventually, is the forums. They just cannot be ignored. There are so many requests to have something like that added to the game. World bosses, random spawns, whatever you want to call them. And this list goes forever. World boss suggestion, making random open world spawns, mobs, whatever. World bosses, dynamic world events. Are world bosses coming? Give us world bosses in dynamic events. There's so many posts where people are saying, we want this. This is the perfect game for it. They have the tools to do it. And quite honestly, it's surprising that this game doesn't have world bosses. It really is. This is like, there's definitely some things that are missing in this game, and that is one of them. And again, there's just so many posts on this one topic that I don't think AGS can really ignore it any longer. We want them. We've seen that it can be done, and it's time. We need some new content. There's so many people leaving this game. There's barely anybody playing, and it would just be a silly idea to not, add them to the game. But this is just one reason why I pretty much know they are coming. I just don't know when, but I think it's coming pretty soon. And this isn't why I think that. This is just an example of, or a reason I know they're going to eventually be added to the game, period. Now, there's also, they've, acknowledged a lot of these posts saying, yeah, world bosses are a really good idea. I'll share your suggestion with the dev team. This is a community moderator. And, for the life of me, I cannot find the post where either a dev or somebody from the New World team acknowledged it and said, we've heard you guys. We've seen that this is a very, very common request to add these to the game, and we're going to submit it to the devs. But we've seen you, we've heard you, and we know that a lot of people want world bosses, and they said that pretty much verbatim. I just cannot find that one post, or I would have shown it. But they definitely are, acknowledging it, and they know that we want them, and the devs definitely understand, and that's why I know they're going to be coming eventually. Now let's talk about why I think they're going to be coming soon. Now, when I say soon, I don't mean in this next update. I don't mean in a couple weeks or, next month, but I think they're coming soon. Why? Because of this. Do you see all these people here? There's over 100 people here. And do you know why they're all standing here right now? This is on the PTR. They're all here for one reason. They want to see world bosses and giant mobs spawning randomly and killing them. Why? Because it is fun. We don't have that in this game, and I don't know for the life of me why we don't. Now, the New World team has been doing a lot of these PTR Chaos events. It started a long time ago when I was making a video on the PTR And this had never happened before. And while I'm making this video and I'm crafting some stuff, all of a sudden, a giant pig appears right in the middle of Windsward, and we just flipped out. This was not a planned event. This was completely random by a really cool New World employee, 𝙏𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢. And that person spawned a pig, and we just went nuts. And then she spawned, or he, I'm not even sure if that's a guy or girl, but it doesn't matter. They started spawning all kinds of stuff in the game, and it was amazing. People lost their shit, excuse my language, and we just went nuts, and it was so much fun. And then I posted this on the New World forums, and I made a video on it, and people responded to it very well. Now, this was months ago, and it was at that moment, and you know, from then all the way up to now, AGS, they've seen it, and they know that we want this. And they've seen the forum posts, the hundreds of forum posts, and they've seen, hopefully they've seen the comments, you know, on videos like this that, you know, people show of all this PTR fun. And then something happened. 23 days ago, 𝙏𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢 posted this forum topic, event PTR Chaos. And she said, "Greetings adventurers, have you heard stories of random pigs spawning in Windsward or massive spriggans that appear on top of wells? Get your chance to experience this firsthand every Friday from 4 to 5 Pacific until the update goes to the live client. The first event will start July 1st at 7 p.m. Who knows what kind of chaos the PTR will get to." And look at this. There's probably 100 people on the server right now, and this is all open world. All open world. So I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing. That's why they keep doing these tests. Yeah, it's fun, it's exciting, it gets people in the PTR, and you know, today we did a test on, you know, an instance war, and the war went really well. It went really well. Barely any lag. It seemed to be much smoother. But after the war, and they've been doing this every Friday, they've been getting as many people on the PTR as they can, all in one, you know, concentrated area, and spawning not just one, not two, but tons and tons of these giant thorps and giant spriggans. These ones are the mini spriggans. But I think they're doing this to test it. I think they are. Why else would they do it? I mean, yeah, it is fun and it gets people excited, but I'm pretty sure they're monitoring the performance of everything. They're seeing how the giant mobs react. You know, if people will start complaining, I'm getting teleported, and you know, my screen's frozen. And I think all the developers are watching this right now and just testing it out, seeing how everything performs. And given the fact that there's, you know, a bunch of different random spawns at once right now, and a bunch of people, well over 50 people, there's minimum 100 people right now, because that's how many we had for the war, and there was a bunch of people left over as well. So, in my opinion, I definitely believe that world spawns and big giant bosses like this are coming to New World. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Now, you know, I hate to have a clickbait title, and but this is my opinion, guys. This is not set in stone. This has not been confirmed by the devs. This is just my opinion. Look at all these ghosts and everything. It's just going wild. And another reason I think that they're going to be introducing world bosses, or whatever you want to call them, giant mobs, is, you know, they've already done it once with the giant turkey during that Thanksgiving event. And there's all kinds of posts on the forum where they've acknowledged and people have asked. Hell, I've made posts myself, you know, asking, when are we going to get world bosses? I played 𝙏𝙤𝙢𝙢𝙢 Unleashed, and the funnest part of that game was, you know, giant world spawns, and everybody would come together in the same area, whether you're a friend or foe. You know, everybody would come together to down these giant bosses, and it was amazing. It was so much fun. I have the graphics turned down right now, or it's throttling my video card because there's just too much going on, and I'm recording, and when I'm recording I get terrible frames. But so this, you know, it looks much better than this, and it performs much better than this if I'm not recording. But anyway, back to the you know, the topic on the forums. not just me, but a bunch of people have been asking for these types of things. We want giant world bosses. We want, you know, random dynamic events to happen out in the open world. And we want great drops and great loot. And they've responded and said, you know, there's no plans in the future of introducing this, but we've heard you. They basically said, we've heard you. We've been getting multiple requests for this feature. And, you know, we've heard you. We know you guys want these giant bosses. And why not? You know, what MMO wouldn't be better with giant random dynamic events where, you know, giant big spawns just appear out of nowhere and everybody has to work together to take them down. Look how much fun everyone's having. They're having a blast. And it is fun. Now, I've done this several times in other PTR events, so I'm not really participating. I'm just kind of recording. But it is an absolute blast when there's all these people. And like I said, you all have to work together to down them. And, you know, if it's not in the plans, AGS, if you guys aren't planning on doing this and it's not even on the drawing board, you should seriously consider it because people are loving it. They absolutely go crazy. You actually have over 100 people on the PTR right now just for this. Think about what this would do in live and bringing players back to the game. If I made a video saying, you know, next update, Amazon's introducing, you know, several types of random world spawns that drop exclusive loot and take, you know, 20 to 30 people to take it down, people would be all over that. So if it's not coming, make it happen. It's going to be worth it. And it's going to be, it's just going to be so much fun and a great idea and definitely some incentive to start playing New World again. I mean, look at this game. Just take a second and look at this view right here. There's actually an easel that you can pick up and get a picture of the spot because this spot is just so beautiful. And there's tons of places that look amazing like this. They have got such a beautiful world, especially for an MMO, and an amazing, vast, completely 100% open world. If you see a big building in the distance, you can get there, you can climb it, you can touch it. The only thing that's missing is a giant troll coming through these trees, knocking trees down in the distance. And then you call your friends over and say, get ready for a fight because there's one coming. That's all that's missing. Or a giant buffalo boss that just roams these grasslands. I mean, anything. There is so much potential in this game. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe it's true. Maybe they don't have any gamers that are actually developing the game. And maybe they don't have people that are passionate about games like we are. Ashes of Creation is going to be an amazing game because it is being made by gamers for gamers. Amazon, if you're listening, get some people that love to play games on your team. Even if it's not the developers, just get somebody on your staff that loves games and just pick their brains and put some passion into this game. There's so much potential. I won't go on and rant about the potential this game has, but you guys got to do something because this beautiful game is dying, and and I want to see it thrive. I want to see it thrive. And one more thing. You have a lot of small content creators and small streamers like me that have been supporting this game since day one. And it's like we don't even get seen by you guys. But we pour our heart and souls into the content that we create for this game. You know, hopefully you start to notice us. So that's it, guys. That's it for the video. I think they're going to be coming. And again, Amazon, if you guys don't have any plans for world spawns or world bosses, you better get it going because it's going to make the game so much better. And I know you guys have the resources to do it. Hell, you do it every single Friday. And folks, I honestly believe that's why they're doing this testing. And that's why they've been doing this since, you know, those early days in that video I posted on the PTR. The first time we seen a giant pig. So thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure, and you all have a great day.